The immigration system of Canada ay hindi stagnant o hindi siya napipirmi sa isang programa lamang at patuloy ito na nagbibigay ng iba't ibang programa sa haba ng panahon o sa patuloy na pag-usad ng panahon. Iba-iba yung programa sa iba't ibang panahon at iba-iba rin yung programa sa iba't ibang sector. Ganito ngayon yung sitwasyon ng Immigration Canada at kung ikukumpara natin sa ibang bansa, malaki ang pagkakaiba ng immigration system ng Canada at ng ibang bansa, siyempre at natural. Pero tingnan natin halimbawa sa Pilipinas, yung citizenship, yung immigration process natin, parang hindi gaano siya nagkakaroon ng madalas na pagbabago. Unlike dito sa Canada o sa ibang bansa kung kumpara pa natin, ay patuloy yung pagbabago. At maganda yung ganito dahil nakikita nila yung needs at hindi nakabase doon sa 1995 pang program, 1980s pa na program, something like that. Kundi nagbibigay ito ng mas maraming tsansa sa mas marami nating kababayan na makarating dito sa Canada sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang programa. Ang pag-uusap natin ngayon ay malaki yung yung tsansa na maging totoo ito sa mga susunod na panahon according to Immigration Levels Plan. At sa November 1, aabangan ulit natin kung ano yung programa nila. And hopefully ay isa ito sa mga programa na ma-implement para na sa ganon yung mga kababayan natin na nasa ganitong estado ay makamove naman into another step. Ang pag-uusap natin ngayon ay hinango natin sa CIC News, Permanent Residence Class proposed for semi-skilled workers ni Edina Robitail noong August 3, 2024. Ang sabi po dito, Immigration Refugees and Citizens Canada or RCC has proposed an amendment to the Immigration and Refugees Protection Act or IRPA, that would introduce a new permanent economic immigration class for workers who have experience and training that falls under the TR levels 4 and 5. The department says the pathway would support the modernization of economic immigration system by expanding the selection of permanent residents to candidates with more diverse range of skills and experience. So unang linya pa lang, napakaganda na. Sabi dito, yung TR 4 and 5 ay binibigyan o sana may proposal na bigyang pansin dahil isa sila sa nagdala ng mas maraming turnouts o mas maraming bilang ng immigration application noong mga nakararaang taon. So, ibig sabihin, may potential yung mga low-skilled na kahit na low-skilled na sinasabi nila ay may chance na magkaroon ng permanent residency. Pero, sa ngayon ay hindi pa ito totoo. Ibig sabihin, pinopropose pa lang. Yun ang gusto nating ipahatid sa inyo. So sa mga nandito sa ganitong sector pa lamang, yung tawagin natin nga low skilled o yung TR 4 and 5 na nakarating dito sa Canada o yung hindi full-time, yung kanilang trabaho o yung part-time yung number of hours in terms of years, ay hindi pa pwedeng mag-apply directly into permanent residency. Pero kung gusto naman, halimbawa, magkakaroon ng reprogramming at yun mga binanggit natin. So tuloy po natin. Canada's TER system was introduced as part of the evolution of the National Occupation Classification or NOC system in 2022. The system categorizes occupations and TERs, replacing the skill levels in NOC 2016. The TER 0 to 3 are for occupations that typically require a post-secondary education and or an apprenticeship for a specific length of time. The Rs 4 and 5 cover those that need just a high school education on the job training, or in the case of TR 5, no formal education but some occupations that usually need short-term work demonstration. Currently, TRs 4 and 5 are not generally eligible for federal economic immigration programs such as those managed by the Express Entry, meaning that newcomers who arrive in Canada to work in one of those occupations often face more difficulties becoming permanent residents and add to Canada's number of temporary residents. Many newcomers to Canada arrive as temporary residents, and due to the current labor market, some find themselves in what Statistics Canada's defined as low-skilled positions. In the study released earlier this year, Statistics Canada said there has been a shift in the employment of temporary foreign workers and international students toward low-skilled industrial sectors. These include the accommodation and food services sector and the retail trade sector. It went on to say that these shifts could potentially result in a higher proportion of low-skilled temporary foreign workers among new immigrants. This also means that TFWs and international students are impacted by low earnings and slow earnings growth, delaying their integration into Canada's economy. Yun kasi, yun nahagis na natin na kapag TER 0123, yun lamang sa economic aspect ng Canada, sila yung po pwedeng makapag-apply into a permanent residency. Samantalang yung 4 and 5, kinakategorize sila na low skilled, alam na natin yan, at sila yung hindi nasasama sa mga programs like Express Entry at iba pa unless sabi dito, mag-shift sila from low-skilled into skilled o yung semi-skilled kung tawagin natin into a skilled worker. So, alam na natin yan, yung mga low-skilled and semi-skilled. I-browse nyo lang po yan sa TR or NOC. Makikita nyo po kung ano mga occupations yung mga yon. At meron na po tayong vlog about dyan. Hindi na po natin babalikan. So, ibig sabihin, kapag low-skilled, hindi ka po pwede talaga na mag-apply into a permanent residency unless, sabi ko nga, magbabago ka into a full-time job. Halimbawa, fruit picker ka and then naisipan mo na, pwede pala ako sa warehouse at meron akong, let's say, managerial position sa Pilipinas at pwedeng ikong i-apply at kinuha ako ng amo ko na pwede pala na ako ay maging supervisor. Naging supervisor ka sa warehouse, something like that. And then mapapasok ka sa TR 0123, parang ganon. At magja-jump ka from 4 to and 5. So, nabago yung category mo at binigyan ka ng full-time job, parang ganon. From part-time job at seasonal, parang ganon. So, doon, pwede kang mabago at mabigyan ng chance na mag-apply for work permit and then, of course, for permanent residency. So, ang pinopropose nila dito na tanggalin na yung mga ganitong category para nang sa ganon ay magkaroon din naman ng mas malawakan na kumbaga sasalain kasama sila. At nagkaroon nga ng malaking turnout na doon nanggaling yung malaking bilang ng mga nag-apply into other sector na naging permanent resident na nga dito sa Canada. So the creation of new permanent residence pathway for TER 4 and 5 newcomers is another example of how IRCC is shifting toward reducing the number of temporary residents in Canada. Earlier this year, the department announced it is seeking to stabilize these numbers, which peaked in 2023 at over 2 million. The department said that these levels were no longer sustainable for Canada's economy. According to a statement made at the time of Immigration Minister Mark Miller, Canada has covered 138% of the job lost throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Temporary residents, such as workers, students, and visitors, have traditionally not been capped. This year, IRCC has reversed the policy and implemented a hard cap on the number of international students applications it will process. It also adding temporary residence levels to 2025-2027 immigration levels plan expected to be released on November 1. Another way IRCC will rein in the number of temporary residents is through increase the number of domestic draws. This means that IRCC has been looking to make temporary residents already living in Canada permanent residents before considering bringing more foreign nationals from overseas. Recently, there has been an uptick in the number of express entry draws for candidates, with a provincial nomination as well as those in the pool through the Canadian Experience class. Typically, these applicants are already living and working in Canada as temporary residents. Throughout July alone, IRCC issued 14,575 invitations to apply to these candidates. So kung magkakatotoo po ito, napakagandang balita po ito para sa mga kababayan natin na gustong maging permanent resident dito sa Canada na hindi nadadaan pa ng kumbaga seasonal jobs or something. Marami tayong mga naka-apply mga kababayan natin, lalong-lalo na sa gawin ng Eastern. Nung i-vlog ko about sa AIP, marami sa mga kababayan natin ang nagpatunay na nandun nga sila sa kalagayan nila na sila ay seasonal job o kung tawagin natin ay nasa low skilled or semi-skilled nga, no? So ibig sabihin kung mangyayari na kahit na low skill ay po pwedeng maging permanent residency at mabigyan ng tinatawag nating, hindi pa natin alam kung anong proseso yung ibibigay nila o yung requirements dito, pero magandang proposal ito sa Government of Canada na mabigyan din ng pansin yung ganitong sector sapagkat sila yung malaking pinanggalingan talaga and they can contribute naman talaga economically sa lipunan o sa economy ng Canada. At magandang balita nito para sa mga kababayan natin syempre na nandito sa ganitong industriya, no? O nasa ganitong kategorya dahil mabibigyan sila ng tsansa na maging permanent resident ng Canada. Pero sabi ko nga, hindi natin alam kung ano yung magiging requirements. Abangan natin yan. Sigurado yan. Ngayong fall, November, ay mabibigyan tayo ng kaisipan kung ano yung magiging proposal naman din at magiging sagot ng Government of Canada sa proposal niyan. Again, this is only a proposal, hindi pa ito implemented at pag-aaralan pa po ito ng gobyerno ng Canada. Pero pinapanalangin natin na sana ito ay mabigyang pansin din ng Canada. So, I hope nagkaroon kayo ng inspirasyon sa mga low-skilled na mga nag-a-apply o semi-skilled kung tawagin nila, ay mabigyan kayo ng tsansa na makarating din dito sa Canada. So maraming salamat po at kita-kita po tayo sa mga susunod. Hanggang sa muli, paalam.